What is up? Welcome to the video. Today I want to talk about something important. It's May 27th now, and it's almost half the year gone. Let me ask you something. Are you satisfied with the progress you've made so far this year? Are you actually better than you were in January? Because if not, chances are you're gonna keep living the same way, and as a result, you'll be still in the same place like you were last year. You've probably made some promises and set some goals in the beginning of 2025, but are you really moving forward and taking the steps in order to reach those goals? Because you have to realize that the biggest obstacle you can run into is to think that there's still 7 months left. However, it's not the right approach, because if you think like that, you basically allow yourself to postpone taking action. And be honest with yourself, have you been able to make progress during these first 5 months of 2025? Because if not, and you keep living the same way you do, it's not going to change your life in any way. Anyway, the main message of this video is to challenge and motivate you to lock in and work on your important goals. You have to realize that changing your life is possible, but only if you take action now. The second half of the year will mirror the first one if you don't draw the line today. That's why it's crucial that you focus on things that are important to you and stop creating excuses, because only by taking action you'll be able to move forward. Now look, 5 months is enough time to start working on yourself, learn new skills, try new things. If you now look back at the first 5 months of this year, what's something you can be proud of? Because if you challenged yourself in the beginning of this year, now is the time you can definitely see some progress already. But if you're still in a situation where you haven't made any changes, now is your time to change, because you have to realize that wasting time is not an option if you want to change your life. What helps me to make progress every day and stay motivated to reach my goals is to think that I don't want to be in the same place in the next month. That drives me to take daily action even if I don't want to, and that's a good thing because that builds discipline. In my opinion, the best way to solve any problem and start changing your direction is just changing your mindset. When you think in a different way, you'll also act in a different way. So if you're always thinking in a negative tone and discouraging yourself, you're just not going to be able to change your life. However, if you're excited about different opportunities and you like to take risks, that's the best way to challenge yourself and grow. How I like to think about making progress is I should have a couple of concrete things I want to get better at. So for example, for me, it is becoming a better athlete and working on my YouTube channel. Right now, I'm working on editing new YouTube shorts, and whenever I'm working, I'm trying to give my tasks full focus. Because if you allow yourself to get distracted, it doesn't only make you less productive and less creative, but as a result, you may also end up doing something completely unnecessary. Whenever I face a situation where I'm not feeling motivated, a quick way to get your motivation back is to think about potential outcomes and results your actions can lead to. I think it's just a natural way of realizing what you should do in order to become better, and that's a great trick to get your motivation back and start doing what's important to you. 5 months is enough time to change your life if you're intentional. And if you're serious about it, you draw the line, you make a new plan, and you stick to it. Because if you don't have a plan and you don't commit to making those changes, you're not going to be able to change your life in a way you want. And in my opinion, one of the most powerful ways to make these different commitments and learn how to stick to them is by working on your mindset, staying disciplined, and knowing that those little steps will eventually make a big effort. And one important thing when it comes to making those changes and learning new things is that never ever underestimate your power. The only thing that kills your progress is your own mind. So basically, the more time you spend creating excuses on not taking action, the harder it's going to be eventually move forward and do the right things in order to make those changes. Well, you have to understand that your lifestyle is built from your daily habits. So in order to change your lifestyle, you have to work on your habits. And that's why it's crucial that you ask yourself the following question. Am I satisfied with my daily habits right now? Because if you're not satisfied with your daily habits and you know there's something you can improve, what's holding you back to not make those changes? You have to realize that if nothing changes, nothing changes. So in general, in order to change your habits and make progress, you have to be ready to do what it takes. And if you feel that these first 5 months of this year didn't go as planned, now is your time to take action and change your lifestyle. Now that we still have 7 months left, it's critical that you focus on actions that matter the most to you in terms of making progress and moving forward. If you spend your time on something that's not that important, it will not have that big of an impact on your life. And if you think that you have wasted these first 5 months of this year, look, you can still improve yourself and start working on new things. However, one thing you have to realize is that you have to force yourself to be ready to take action and actually do it. Now let's be real, if you don't start working on your weaknesses, you can't expect making any progress because you're not putting any effort into it. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful and you got some motivation to start working on important things and prioritize things that matter the most to you. If you made it to the end, I highly appreciate you. Make sure to watch this video next. It is my most recent upload. And if you're new here, click here to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.